All right, federal judge has significantly limited the Trump thugs from ending DEI programs in K through 12 schools. U.S. District Judge Landya McCafferty said the policy, which the Department of Education described to educators as textbook viewpoint discrimination, is likely violating the First Amendment's free speech protections. Although the judge did not issue a nationwide order to block the policy, she has prevented the administration from enforcing it against any school that employs members of the National Education Association and receives federal funding. Her preliminary injunction comes after a short-term agreement between the administration and challengers to delay the policy's implementation. The agreement includes a certification process that requires schools to provide specific information for the judge's review and was set to expire on Thursday. At least two other courts are currently considering challenges to this policy. Let's talk about our panel. Joining me in studio is Tiffany Dean Lofton. She got way too many damn titles to talk about, so she's on the show. Glad to have her here in studio. Dr. Greg Carr, Department of Afro-American Studies at Howard University out of D.C. Reese Colbert, the host of the Reese Colbert Show on Sirius XM Radio out of D.C. as well. I'll start with the educator on the panel, Greg. Look, it's real simple. Trump, they're idiots. We know they hate DEI. The real DEI is Donald, Eric, and Ivanka. But what this is all about, it is, as I've been trying to tell our folk, it is to completely destroy the civil rights and the economic rights infrastructure. That's what they want to do. They're attacking textbooks. They're attacking teaching. They do not want education being taught that actually is the real American history. They still want that fallacy that white educators have been teaching for more than 100 plus years. You're on mute.
Okay, thanks, Roland.
Now we got you.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. And we know that this was what was always going to happen in terms of process. You know, as we've been saying all along, you know, there's a 5-letter word, C-O-U-R-T, and there's a 10-letter word, injunction. That was always going to be, and this will always be the role of the courts, particularly the federal courts. When they put that clown, when they read those executive orders that he hasn't read in the Oval Office, and they stick those pieces of paper down in front of the clown, and they give him his little crayon to scribble his signature on, and he holds it up with that stupid look on his face. That's all a distraction. Some of the stuff may slip through, much of it won't, because it is unconstitutional. As the judge said today, District Judge McCafferty said, the letter doesn't even define what DEI is. And so it absolutely violates First Amendment. And of course, John Roberts has been taking a hacksaw to the First Amendment for decades, allowing some things like corporations and billionaires to control federal elections. That was the thing that set all of this off, the Citizens United case. And this Roberts court has clearly favored this concept of association over the Establishment Clause. There's no establishment of religion. And so finally, what they've been trying to do is two things. Number one, on the First Amendment case, they've been trying to push their worldview as the normative standard in this country, and anything that doesn't agree with it as somehow being oppressive. That's falling apart in the courts. The second thing, which is a little bit more murky, they're trying to use our tax money as the weapon. That is the whole Project 2025 agenda, to use our tax money. So we're going to take money from you if you don't follow our worldview, follow our ideology. But ultimately, I think that's going to fail in the courts, too.
You know, look, Tiffany, you are working to organize and mobilize students across the country. You were the president of the United States Student Association, right? USSSA. Mm-hmm. And I keep telling everybody what this is all about. This is an absolute blowback from May 25th, 2020. George Floyd gets murdered, and you had young white people, Latinos, Asian Americans, woke about the realities of this country, and these folks, no, we gotta shut this down.
Absolutely.
So in 2021, they attacked Black Lives Matter. 2022, they attacked CRT. They ran people around the country for school boards, Moms for Liberty, and people were asleep. They were not woke, and that's how they took over those school boards. 2023, it was woke. 2024, it was DEI. They do not want white children learning the truth in this country. And so their whole deal is, we got to wipe all this stuff out of K through 12 to keep them ignorant.
Not only that, 2008 to about 2016, so for 8 years, there was a very strategic right-wing campaign to dismantle how students on campuses across the country, college campuses across the country, spend their student fees to fight for advocacy and to do lobbying at the statewide and the federal level. So what that did was it prevented students from being able to advocate and fight for quality education, stopping tuition increases, protecting diversity, equity, and inclusion, and et cetera. The problem with this is that there is nobody so far that Trump has appointed or added to his team that I approve of that has supported public quality higher education. The fool that we have now, who's Secretary of Education, is a complete loser and bozo, and I don't trust anything.
A wrestling executive.
A complete loser and bozo, and has no affiliation with higher education except for the fact that she served on a board in Connecticut somewhere, even though she is aspiring to be an educator and a teacher. And so if we're talking about an advisory board that the White House is now saying that they want to implement to support HBCUs, I think it's a complete photo op and joke, since you have already attacked diversity, equity, and inclusion on our college campuses across the country. You have not given any more money to HBCUs, and now you want to add business leaders, community leaders, and educators that you will choose to be on the board. Let's be clear, Roland, I was not only the president of the United States Student Association, I was also the youngest person to be appointed to the commission at the White House under Obama's administration for the White House Initiative for Educational Excellence for African Americans. If you want to do this right, you don't just appoint people that you want to tell HBCUs what to do. You ask the HBCUs what they need, and then you give them what they need by having them be the advisors.
We're going to talk about the HBCU executive order in a moment. This judicial ruling, Reese, again, is critical because what this is about is they want to attack K through 12. They want to attack what is being taught kindergarten through the 12th grade, because they understand you are speaking to the hearts and minds of young folks. That's what this is all about. This is about attacking the educational infrastructure. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, it's about indoctrination, right? The states already have so much latitude over what kind of things are being taught in schools, hence Florida saying that enslaved people got valuable skills they benefited from slavery, and Texas calling them workers and things like that. So I think that this is also about creating the pretext of being concerned about the curriculum, and really it's a way for them to target the Black and Latino and underrepresented communities with funding. The federal government steps in to bridge that gap between what the state provides and what the kids need, because they don't have rich parents who have high property taxes that go towards school funding. And so this is, on its face, obviously an attack on the First Amendment and on freedom of education, but deeper than that, it's another way that they're leaving no stone unturned to take money away from our communities and our schools.
Well, absolutely. That's what you see going on here. And people just need to understand that they're not...
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now. Invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.